We return with Agent Lang's intention. The police have a device that lets you analyze the video footage up close and personal. Is it zooming and enhancing?
Agent Lang, you would suspect John enough to go that far.
What, to analyze a video in more detail? I don't think he needs to suspect John, or that he's going particularly far with that one. As long as John's lips are sealed. This may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, if I'm not mistaken, you have that device with you, correct? Mr. Analysis is ready to go, sir. Now we're talking. Why does he name everything Mr.? Except Missile, of course.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, would you please perform the video analysis for us? You're an uninterested third party.
She wants me to do it.
Who knows what kind of faults that wolf man will find in it.
This isn't exactly my strong suit, but I suppose I have no choice. Are there new clues shown on the video? Well, let's see. Oh, I remember this thing. Yeah, I remember this. Not seeing much of anything here. This was in the last game. Maybe this darkness? Ah! Well. Is he naked in that? He was running around in the suit, wasn't he? He's just a nerd. He's a fucking nerd who was so into Mozilla. He was like, I gotta get in that suit. This is...
What's the matter? I want to see too.
Okay, you're too young.
Eee! A grown man's butt!
Hey, what's wrong? Show it to me.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I request you submit the evidence to the court.
We are not at... Oh. Please take a look at the top right corner of the zoomed-in video. This person is... I'd recognize that sexy back anywhere. It's the president. Nanomachines. It's the president.
Impossible.
Huh? No way. It seems we finally found it at last. The evidence that points to the true killer. The president killed himself. This video places John at a major disadvantage. Yeah, you're wrong. That's not right. I don't know anything about this. That's not gonna cut it. It's clear that you and the victim were together at the same place where the body was later found. John Marsh, there's no doubt you, a 13-year-old boy, killed the president.
No, this can't be. Why? Why would you? John, please don't tell me. Did you really kill the Jesus, lady, come on. He's 13. 13-year-olds aren't going around scheming the murders of presidents of other countries. Not seriously, anyways. Mr. Edgeworth.
Also, the... Isn't it supposed to be crazy heavy? I seem to recall they made a point about it crazy heavy, although it doesn't say it in here. But yeah, it is crazy heavy, I'm 99% sure. That you need to take it apart piece by piece, and that someone like Powers, I think, can move it. But that's it. And Powers is just jacked, that's why he can do that. Then again, so is Huang.
Mr. Edgeworth, is this really decisive evidence?
Mr. Prosecutor, looks like even you can't object to this. The pup said he didn't know anything, right? And yet the president's right here in the video. John, what are you hiding?
John, please tell us the truth.
The truth is, it's all my fault.
John Marsh, what did you do?
Mozilla's head falling was all my fault.
Really? I'm gonna scrutinize this?
While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. And then I came back to the lot after the phone call was over. Mozilla's head was on the roof. Mozilla's head that was on the roof had fallen. And right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground.
How can that be?
I see. There were indeed traces that something had caught fire on the rooftop.
Ah, so major accident then is what we're looking at.
It was just a small fire, so I was able to put it out all by myself.
So, the president's death was John's fault?
But wouldn't that make it an accident, sir?
And then, what did you do with the fallen head?
I took it apart, brought the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together.
That's a stone-cold kid if he could do that next to a dead body. So you put out the fire, and even put the fallen head back on the roof. Which means you were hiding evidence. We can't be having that, you naughty little pup.
Lang, can you take it a little easy on the kid?
Alright, he accidentally killed a president. I think we've all done that. I can name at least 3 people I've accidentally killed on film lots. And I wasn't even 15 at the time, alright? It happens, Lang. Let it go.
I didn't do it on purpose. I really did just forget to turn off the heater. When the legs broke on the stand, would have tilted. If Mozilla's head was on top of the stand...
Oh, fuck.
It would have fallen off. So the head fell down because of the fire.
Yes, and if that's the case, I have a pretty good idea what caused the fire. There's a flammable can next to the heater. It seems someone is lacking in safety awareness.
Was it really just an accident? Fucking yes, Lang. What possible motive would the 13-year-old child have for murdering the president of your country? If that's the truth, then what was the president doing here? He's a huge fan of Mozilla.
I don't know. There was no one else around when I was there.
You expect me to believe that? The president wouldn't have just come to a place like this without a reason, you know. Although, yeah, that's fair.
Indeed, the president's reason for coming here is still a huge mystery. 2 nights ago, he met with Judge Courtney on the roof of the Garden Tower. And last night, he was here at the film lot. Did he meet with John? I'll have to listen to John's testimony very carefully.
The rebuttal. But... While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. Let's see if anything immediately jumps out. Because the weight thing is no longer an issue, since he took it apart and just moved it, and gravity will do that. Gravity will help with the whole thing. Gravity doesn't care how heavy you are, gravity can move you. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. I came back after the phone call was over. Mozilla's head that was on the roof had fallen. And right next to it was a president lying dead on the ground.
You'd be pretty scared to see a corpse just suddenly appear out of the blue like that. Not to mention the fallen monster head lying next to the body.
Panic would certainly be understandable in response to such a situation.
But still, all things considered, this was just an accident, right?
Indeed, that is if we decide to take John's words at face value. I wouldn't mind having some more concrete details on the situation of the crime scene.
Alright, so press it. Got it. Press everything.
John, you're still young. I know it can get a little cold in the early spring, but you shouldn't have to resort to a heater.
It's really not the important issue right now, Edgeworth.
It is precisely because he is young that he must make sure to take good care of himself.
You're gonna argue with the mother about this?
However, while it can get a bit chilly during this time of year, I wouldn't necessarily say...
Hold it, old man!
Is that eye in the It kind of weird to anyone else? I think it's because it's in the exact dark slat of the metal sheeting behind him there. The eye is kind of striking me as a bit odd.
Is this really the right time to be having this argument?
Well, quite. He's completely right.
John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth, but please mind your language.
Let's not forget he got the better of you too, Your Honor.
I know, Mom. So, where was I?
That voice is so rough. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. You forgot to turn off the heater?
You didn't check it before leaving the roof.
I meant to turn it off, but I was too focused on practicing, so... And come on, everyone forgets stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah, I got you. I forget small things like that all the time, too. Like sometimes I'll forget to turn off the AC or the lights in Mr. Edgeworth's office. Or I'll jump off the ladder of his bookshelves or leave a prank calls on his answering machine. Forgetting to turn off the heater is really dangerous, so you've got to be careful.
Some of those things had nothing to do with forgetfulness. John, please continue. Wait, are you saying I didn't win that free pass to the set of the Future Steel Samurai show? Son of a bitch. I cleared my week for that, Kay.
What's the theme park? It's Gatewaterland in the previous game. And I think it's all like Blue Badger themed for some reason. What does a badger have to do with Gatewater? Badger's like the police department's thing.
And again, what's a haunted mansion have to do with a Gatewater either?
I should play the previous game. You'll understand what I'm talking about then if you haven't played it.
Looks like you've got it rough too, old man. Now back to my story. And then my mom called, so I left the film.
Oh, excuse me.
It was late at night at the film lot, and not a single member of the film crew was around. So then why did you have to leave the premises in order to answer your phone call?
I totally forgot about the phone call thing, so I kinda panicked. If I didn't answer it fast, I would have been busted for leaving the hotel without permission.
In that case, why didn't you just answer it here?
Because I was rehearsing, all the cameras and mics were on. If I talked here, every last word I said to my mom would have been caught on camera.
So he was embarrassed that the conversation he had with his mother would be recorded.
Anyways, I stopped practicing for a bit and rushed out of the film lot.
When I came back to the lot after the phone call was over...
In that phone call, you lied and said you were at the hotel, correct?
Why didn't you tell your mom that you were rehearsing?
If I told her that, she would have called the hotel and made them send me a taxi or something.
Of course I would have. A child alone in the streets at that time of night? What sort of parent would allow their child to be in such a dangerous situation?
I guess kids don't understand how their parents feel.
It goes both ways, Mr. Edgeworth.
Indeed. Now then, John, please tell us what happened after the phone call.
Oh, right, yeah, of course. When the phone call finished, I came back here. Zila's head went falling off the roof.
Was there any indication that head was about to fall?
I don't know. I was focused on my rehearsal.
So you forgot to turn off the heater, which led to a fire on the roof. I wouldn't think you should have at least heard something.
Heard something? Oh, I was wearing headphones, so...
Headphones? Headphones. Oh, yes, of course. That makes sense. I thought it was a phone for your head. What a silly thing. Anyways.
Listening to the movie's new soundtrack helps me get into the scene. I had it on full blast, that's why I didn't hear anything.
One night you noticed your mother's incoming call.
I had my phone on vibrate, old man. That's how I noticed. Anyways, the head had fallen.
And right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground.
What was the state of the body?
I didn't get a good look, because it was dark.
He suddenly became as quiet as a mouse.
I guess John didn't really want to remember anything about the body.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is that the only reason why he's gone so quiet? Should I press him for more details?
Given I have literally nothing else to go on, yes.
You didn't get a good look. Then how did you know he was dead?
That's, well... I've killed before, old man. I'll kill you too.
He's clearly shaken. He must be hiding something.
No one thinks this is the least bit traumatic for a 13-year-old child.
Wouldn't you normally call for help when you see someone collapsed on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort.
But he was already dead.
Is that...
Look, a message! I called it 2 episodes ago, but I did call it. Message on my phone. It's from my mother. Oh, hey, it's Godzilla. That's apropos. It's specifically a picture of one of those model toy Godzillas going to town on some peeps. He is just rampaging through that guy. bits everywhere. Very grim stuff. I imagine that's one of those, I think they're called peep shows, that, the paper around my area likes to do contests every year, the Post, called Peep Show, where people create the, most creative, fun, different sort of, peeps, set pieces. And, you know, the runners-up and the winners all get printed in the paper. And I think Godzilla rampaging through a collection of peeps is pretty damn good. And again, rather apropos.
Is that so? You seem quite certain the president was already dead? Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder?
The guy was collapsed on the ground, and right next to him was the fallen monster's head. I'm not stupid. It wasn't hard to imagine what happened.
Still could have been alive.
You can imagine whatever you want, but there was no way for you to know that he was dead. You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up close to the body and checked to see if it was breathing.
I thought as much. However, why would he hide that? There must be a reason. Please tell us the state of the body at the time.
I need a drink. Can I go another 3.5 minutes? Yeah, probably.
At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if there had been any blood. But there wasn't a single drop, and his clothes were completely spotless.
He didn't say it like that.
Either way, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was already dead.
Would you please append those statements to your testimony?
I didn't know right away that he was dead, there was no blood, his clothes were spotless. Well, I mean, really. We're getting to the heart of this matter, aren't we? And I've been wondering about this since the beginning.
His clothes were
Spotless!
you say?
Yeah, bang on impression, by the way. You ever consider being a voice actor? You can do me perfectly. That's right, you got a problem with that, old man?
John, it's painfully obvious that you're desperately trying to hide something from me.
Well, what are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything.
You are hiding something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct?
Ah,
Is it not true that a dog came and piddled all over him? Why did you leave it Bird. Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact that you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion on yourself.
that's because...
I hope you have a convincing explanation. Judge Courtney?
Do you have anything to add, or...
Allow me to explain.
Why are you...
The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen.
Lion Lily.
When I met with the president on the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies.
He is rather lion-like, isn't he? But still, why? Were you two... buddies, weren't you, Rick? References only I get. I guess it's you and he. You and he were buddies, weren't you? Lion lilies were beautiful flowers with stunning gold petals.
Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten on the president's suit. Huh? But I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. They were simply obscured by the president's body.
It is possible. I assume she was holding her gavel because she's constantly with it. But, yeah, it's entirely possible he is obscuring her, whatever she's holding there with his massive shoulder.
Why did you bring a bouquet?
That I cannot say.
Yep, they're lovers.
Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president or the reason you brought him the flowers. Huh.
My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true.
But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers.
I I honestly don't know how that could be.
Ha! Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this, and you don't know that.
I'm kind of with Lang on this one, actually.
Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials?
Alright, this is killing my throat, so I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to give my throat a bit of a rest before making one more episode in this sit-down. Thank you so much for watching, I've been Token Lad. Talk to you later, shooting your shares, and see you around, Ass Clowns.